What's going on? Your boy Chili hanging out. Tuesday special, the Tuesday two-piece, trying to kick this week off right. And it's definitely being kicked off right because there's been good representation in terms of offers for a lot of our Arizona kids, and I'm super hyped about that. 27s really getting they do right now. And I got one of them hot boys going to be on the show, going to chop it up with him a little bit and talk about the process. Can't be more excited than I just couldn't possibly be more excited. I've talked to him a couple times, so this should be pretty easy. Um, TikTok ban. Did anybody even notice? It was gone for about like 10 hours, and I saw there was like a little uproar on Instagram. People put it on their stories and things like that they couldn't continue life without TikTok and how TikTok impacted them. Um, I don't know. Everybody started downloading some of these other apps and whatever. The only thing that was bad about the TikTok thing was CapCut, the editing app. For any of y'all that need the workaround, holler at your boy. You know I got it. There's a workaround to make sure that CapCut's working. That works for you if that's what you use to edit like some of your stuff. Um, ASU basketball falling apart right now. They're like 10-7 or something like that. WTF? I can't figure that thing out. This is a team that I really thought would win 16 games and hopefully get one of the locally prized recruits from Arizona. There's actually there's a couple that I could think of, but one in particular. I still think they're going to get 16 wins. I think they're going to qualify for the tournament. Maybe not. Maybe that's lofty expectations or whatever. Arizona's back up to U of A, the other school, the one down south. They're back up to right now, I guess, kind of getting things done. Um, Speaking of basketball, locally with basketball, I heard South Point girls are solid after getting some dubs in Hawaii. Imagine that, spending your Christmas break in Hawaii and cooking it up and making it work, getting some beach time, hanging out, doing cool stuff. Perry boys absolutely cleaning up, at least in the state of Arizona. I know they got two losses, mostly to out-of-state schools, the nationally ranked types. And then there's Uriah Tennant. I really got to show some love to my guy E Vision. Um, I'm not going to say discovered him, but really put me on at least as an all around athlete. Uriah Tennant's actually really, really like that. If you get a chance to go check him out, make sure that you do so. Greg Rosenberg, nationally reputable, nationally recognized college basketball scout, also told me about him. Said that he was super special and was going to do some things. Football player, basketball player, playing over there for Prescott and really, really looking the part. AZ Compass Prep, them boys, Coach Strong wanted me to make sure that I mentioned that AZ Compass Prep basketball really like that too. Mention them with the big boys. You got it, coach, whatever you need. Also, seen some coaches walking around the campus over there. In case y'all not familiar, I believe I saw Arizona. I believe that I saw USC. And I believe that I saw Colorado State. So shout out to my guy, Coach Strong, friend of the show. He's made sure to take care of his guys over there. Like I said, like I promised, I do got a special guest coming up. I can't wait. Before I get to that, though, I do got to talk about the Suns. I don't know what they're doing right now, but that no trade clause definitely got to be waived. Bradley Beal, figure it out. Waive it. Whatever he wants, give it to him. Everything up front, the rest of his bread, give it to him. Make sure that we can get something in return. And when I say we, I really mean like a lot of the Suns fans that support the show and that rock with me, like my guy Gridiron. Gridiron's a diehard, and I know that he wants to, listen. He's not mad at Bradley, doesn't hate him, but he just wants to find a better place for Bradley and hopes that somebody can come back in return. So I know the Suns got Nick Richards. I hope that thing works out. But man, battling for this 10th playoff spot, play in with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker on the squad, like that's insane. So hopefully they can figure that thing out. Look, Chili's two-piece going down, and I am going to make sure that I come up with this special guest, super talented 2027 flamethrower. Look, the kid's a certified problem, and I'm going to be right back. Tune in. Kale Snyder coming up next. Kale, what's going on, man? How are you doing?
What up? I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing all right, man. Just hanging out, taking it all in, watching everybody in your class, including yourself, pick up some of these offers, which is super exciting. You had a big season last year, sophomore starter, 2,100 plus yards throwing. You accounted for 20 touchdowns. Um, there's so much that goes into this. You're one of these high level 2027 guys, and we all knew. Anybody that paid attention to what you were doing coming in, we all knew how good you were going to be. You make this unique decision, Kale, to play freshman ball when you could have gone to some other schools and started varsity early. Why play freshman ball? Why do that? Why spend the time with your peers when you could try to go get them varsity reps?
Um, I feel like Perry was just it was like the best option for me because all my friends went there, and
Okay.
there was only one quarterback in the whole program, and it was Diesel. So I just saw like a big opportunity to go play, and I wanted to get like freshman year under my belt just to I experience high school football for a year and then get to varsity and compete. But then I ended up winning the job, and yeah, had a great
Yeah,
season.
yeah, yeah. No, and let's get into that sophomore year. Looking back a little bit, the hot start. You guys start off 4-1, going crazy. The huge matchup with Queen Creek and Tate Romney. Walk me
Yeah.
back a little bit. Let's talk about this going into that week. Did you even realize like how big that matchup was for you in terms of like, look, Tate Romney's number one quarterback, and number one player in the class for his class, and you trying to do the same thing. Like, did you realize like how big that matchup was for you?
Honestly, I didn't realize anything until after the season ended. Like I was kind
Okay.
of just in this big moment that I don't know, it was kind of hard to comprehend, but yeah, it was going into that week. I just thought that I had to just perform my best, and we ended up having a really good game, and that game was probably one of my favorite games of the whole season.
Oh, for sure, man. You guys got the dub, and you balled out. I think you had something around 300 yards, three touchdowns, something like that. I
Yeah.
know my guy Gridiron is gonna fact check me on that later in that big matchup versus Queen Creek. But listen, the second half of the season came around. There was a little bit of struggling. What happened? What took place in the back half of the regular season for you guys in those last five games?
Definitely offense. Offense struggled a bit second half of the season. Um I just felt like we lost our rhythm ever since we lost to Brophy. I think it was week 4 or 5. I can't remember, but
Yeah.
yeah, we took that Brophy loss, and we kind of just couldn't find where we were against Queen Creek again. So I feel like yeah, I don't know, we just lost rhythm and couldn't find it again.
But you get some experience. Obviously, this is part of it, right? Like you got to get your stripes somehow. We move forward now. This next year and the year after, your final years of high school. How do you make sure that you keep your team level through the second half and make sure that you can keep some of that heat that got you guys to 4-1 in the first half?
Um, I feel like my leadership this year is going to be a big part of that because last year I was young. I was only 15 for half the season. So
Okay.
I wasn't really the leader I could be last year. But now that all those seniors are gone, I feel like now I have to kind of step into their shoes and, play that leadership role.
Hey, look, Kale, your class, one of the more impressive freshman classes that Perry's probably ever had. You, Frazier, Purdy, some of those guys. What's it been like? Some of these moments that you guys have had, beating Chandler twice. What's it been like going through some of that?
Yeah, it was dope. I mean, in my high school career, I haven't lost to Chandler. Same with Talon, so that's pretty dope. But yeah, I mean,
Steve.
I feel like me and Talon and my class are definitely going to change something here in the next couple of years.
All right. Hey, look, the recruiting process. You're kind of just like at the beginning of it, but
Yeah.
you picked up four offers. You picked up the Boise State one early. You got
Mhm.
UAB last week. You got Arizona a couple days ago, and then now, congratulations, Oregon State. What's the recruiting process been like for you, and how much did you think about that your freshman year versus now and moving forward?
Freshman year, I didn't really think about it at all. I just tried to develop myself as much as I could, and then sophomore year, obviously first year on varsity. Now that I'm playing varsity, coaches can finally watch my film and evaluate me and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I really haven't done much other than kind of just send my film to coaches and reach out, see what they say, and then they've been coming out to watch me throw. and yeah, that's been pretty good. But they usually go through Coach Ortiz.
Okay, I like that. And also I know your dad. He participates in stuff with the program, coaches a little bit, offers
Yeah.
advice or whatever it is he does. What's it like getting the opportunity to work closely with him?
It's really cool. I feel like it's something that not a lot of people have, is their dad that is extremely experienced in the football world to like be on the same team as you or like coach for your team. I feel like that's really cool. But yeah, I always have someone to go to if I ever have questions. And yeah, he literally knows everything.
All right. Hey, listen, Kale, what can we expect the rest of the way, man? This situation over here at Perry, it really like I know that everybody's like, oh, 6-6, and they struggled at the end, but what can we look forward to with this 27 class finally? You guys are going to be the leaders. You guys are going to be the experienced group out there. What can we expect the rest of the way?
Yeah, I feel like our 27 class coming up is going to be really good, but we got actually a couple transfers in the 26 class, so that class is actually pretty good. Nobody really knows about that, but yeah, I feel like just this next team is going to be really good, and it's going to be a surprise for a ton of people for sure.
Look, for you personally, what do you got planned during the off season? Workouts, other sports, or sevens, camps? What do you got planned for yourself the rest of the way in the off season?
I'm really not doing much. I'm doing sevens with Perry like during the summer, and then I'll probably go to a couple camps and yeah, just basically work out, train, just stay on the grind.
Okay, I love it, man. Hey, hopefully I see you out there at Elite 11.
Yeah,
Maybe the Under Armour Camp Rivals Challenge, all that good stuff. And I definitely going to catch you over there at Flight Club. You really broke out on the scene. I know
yeah.
that all the analysts were falling in love with you and stuff like that there. So definitely want to catch you over there. What are the chances that Perry ends up taking the belt home this year?
Ooh, I feel like
You
the
got that
chances.
monster receiver. You got that
Yeah,
monster receiver developing, Amos Augustine. What are the chances that Kale is holding that belt up at the end of June?
yeah. I mean, I think chances are pretty high, but I guess we'll have to see.
Got to compete, right? Got to go
Yeah,
out there, compete, and get it done.
for
Hey,
sure.
Kale, I really appreciate you hanging out. I'm gonna catch up with you down the line
For
because I
sure.
know that recruiting is gonna pick up and stuff. And by the next time I talk to you, you're gonna have like 10, 15, 20 offers. So catch up with you sometime towards the end of the off season. Cool.
Yes, sir. Sweet.
All right, my man. You take
All
care.
right. Thank you.
And the one and only Gridiron. I know you're ready to fact check me on stats from that Queen Creek game. Yes.
I was at that Queen Creek game.
Oh, you were.
Yeah, I was there. Yeah, it was
So these are notes direct off the pad.
exactly
Maybe.
off the stat sheet. Yes, that was a Perry win, 21-12. It
Okay.
got it got the Pumas to 3-0 on the season there. Big game for Kale there. 15 of 26, 294 yards and three touchdown passes. Two to L.J. Walker, who had 214 yards, and then one to Talon Frazier.
Yeah, because my man Kale is an absolute problem, certified problem.
Mm-hmm.
Look, hey, we got some cool stuff. We got some exciting stuff that we definitely want to talk about tonight on the show. That one I am super proud of, to say the least. Um, but first, what we are going to do is we're going to talk about another sevens team. Real quick recapping: our guys from Tucson Turf, they went to Miami, took care of business. Got to show some of these guys some love real quick. I took some notes because I got to make sure that I got this stuff all right. I don't want to shout out the wrong people. First off, Tucson Turf went 6-2, lost in the championship.
Oh, wow.
Had some big. They lost in the championship, but they got some big reputable wins over teams like SFE, Carolina Stars, the Bay Area Buckeyes. Now, I think the Bay Area Buckeyes are currently the number one team in sevens right now. Want to show some love to these dudes that absolutely balled out, that I heard about from a variety of analysts that were out there. Braxton Wynn from Liberty was absolutely cooking, and the West Side was fully represented because Derek Sidney from Desert Edge was absolutely killing out there.
Mm-hmm.
Another Desert Edge guy that was doing some work, Mikhail Davis, killing. Sean Roebuck from Marana and Sean Wheezy Boy. They call him Wheezy because he could be the greatest of all time, I heard. So shout out to all of them boys that were playing. Both quarterbacks, Colton Meyer, Coco, and Sugarcane Kane Mana were absolutely dealing. So I want to make sure that we show them some love too. But them five boys, Braxton, Zarek, Mikhail, Sean, and Wheezy, absolutely doing their business. And some boys came away with some offers. I know that you've been super busy tracking all these offers that are getting posted and things like that.
The last few weeks.
Yeah, so super exciting for our turf guys that we talked about a couple weeks ago with Coben. Now we also this past weekend, Red Zone had their tournament out there way on the west side. I did not make it. I thought it was going to be at Legacy out here in Mesa, which I was going to try to make it, but it was all the way
99th Avenue out there.
Too far for your boy. I couldn't make the drive. So got to show love to some of the teams that were out there though. I heard that D1 was out there working. I heard that Tucson Turf had a young team. Cam Gaddis's squad was out there, GGE. So like a lot of these teams were AZ Angels. So just want to show some of those guys some love. Nobody hit me with winners yet, so there's that. But Gridiron, we do got another team to break down. We are going to break down. We got our yellow pad, our fancy yellow pad. Boom. There's two rosters over here. There's a 15 under OG roster, which
the bigger roster,
which we are not going to break down the 15 you guys, but I just wanted to make sure that it was posted over there because otherwise people say that we're hating. So what we're going to do is we're going to show love to the older guys, and let's see if I can get this to focus. And I can't. Oh, there we go. Boom. Boom. Can I get this a little bit more? Okay, possibly. All right. So this team fully loaded, D1 5-star national roster, sponsored by Battle. Brody Veers from Basha, super talented quarterback. Donovan Dixon, who absolutely lit things up for Cactus Shadows last year. Those guys are absolutely special. They got a lot of dudes on this team. Mason Lewis from Castile, who's been picking up a couple offers. Amisi Juma from Chandler, an absolute dude. Tristan Armstrong from Saguaro, another Basha kid. Caden Williams. We got Deuce Postel from Pinnacle. Marquise Richardson from Hamilton, the super long defensive player. Avion Williams, a ridiculous tight end from Casa Grande, also hooping. Taylor Patterson from Basha. Clayton Neal from Maricopa. Hey, Maricopa produces. Don't get it twisted. Dom Hawkins from Jalen Strong's Compass Prep. Jay Williams from Red Mountain. Caden Gray from Chandler. And Mark Duerson from Basha. Cash Brock from Basha, who was absolutely ridiculous at Flight Club last year. And Jamar Patterson, the super talented safety from Corona del Sol. This team loaded with talent, not short for sure on talent. Gridiron, I'm going to go ahead and let you do your Gridiron thing. Go inside the numbers, break down this D1 roster, how you do it, slice it and dice it. Gridiron, go ahead, take it away.
Yeah, we'll take a look at a half dozen here from the roster. We'll look at both quarterbacks. You got Brody Veers from Basha, junior, 6 foot 185, has a 3.8 GPA. Last season, his first year as a starter for the Bears there, 2,915 yards, 27 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions. Also ran a little bit, had 283 rush yards and 4 touchdowns. Had a touchdown pass in the Open Championship that was memorable. He stiff-armed a defensive tackle to escape the pressure, and then he rolled out and he threw a touchdown to Cash Brock. It was early in the game, just kind of a big play of showing you what he can do there. He visited NAU in November, and he visited Southern Utah in September. The other quarterback, Donovan Dixon, over at Cactus Shadows. He's also a junior, 5'10", 180. Has a 3.5 GPA, is a 2-time all-region first team. He was the 5A Northeast Region Player of the Year this year, and then also the 5A Conference Player of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year, after having 2,634 pass yards and 24 touchdowns. And, of course, he runs the ball a lot during the fall there. 1,202 rush yards and 15 TDs. Has offers from Utah and NAU. Has been getting some interest from Kansas State. and he's in those regionals for Elite 11 also, just like Kale.
Man, hey, these guys can absolutely go, man. Also, guys that I didn't mention, Xavier Rivera Rogers from Basha and Xavier Brazil from Hamilton. These guys, man, this team is super loaded.
And then we got some skill position guys we'll take a look at here. Defensive back, wide receiver Mason Lewis from Castile. He's a junior, 6 foot 185, plays both positions, DB and wide receiver. 3.7 GPA, a first team All 6A conference defensive this season. Had 33 tackles, 7 pass breakups, and then on offense had 238 rush yards, 435 receiving yards, and 5 touchdowns. Has offers from ASU, Colorado State, Iowa State, Kansas State, Washington State, UTEP, and today from Iowa. You got Avion Williams from Casa Grande, tight end. He's a junior. 6'6", 250, got that size. First team All 5A Southern Region offensive utility flex player was what he was awarded that for. Also plays defensive end. This season had 36 catches for 771 yards.
Monster.
So more than 20 yards per catch with 11 touchdowns. Then had 4 sacks on defense. Did play varsity basketball his freshman year. And then he's just big and athletic. He even returned a few kickoffs this season as well. Has offers from Arizona, Arizona State, and Oregon. Look at a couple other DBs. You got Marquise Richardson from Hamilton, a junior, 6'3", 190. He's a safety. Was a first-team defensive back, all 6A Premier Region. Has a big 79-inch wingspan. This season, 82 tackles, 2 forced fumbles, 2 interceptions, and 8 pass breakups. Has offers from Central Michigan and Iowa State, and he visited Washington in November. And then Jamar Patterson from Corona del Sol. He's a sophomore, defensive back, 6 foot 175, plays safety, had 39 tackles, an interception, and 7 pass breakups for the Aztecs. And then he also runs track, the 100 and the 200, and he already has an offer from Colorado State.
Hey, what's it called real quick? This just in, our guy K Visuals who does our graphics for the show. Yep. So he wanted to make sure that I mentioned that the reason that D1 has their rosters taped up here is he didn't want to disrespect their graphics design person who put their rosters publicly on Twitter. So he decided to
That's where I got my roster for this one.
He decided to be petty and
I can't find it. Yeah, it's not, I don't have the cool graphics there.
He decided to be petty and he put both of their rosters on the same yellow pad. Taped them on there. You can actually see the tape over here. And didn't want to do no extra work. So
we don't use glue here.
So there's that. I'm not mad at him. It's all good. Okay. Hey, real quick, I do want to run down this 15U roster. These are all guys that my guy Gridiron Arizona is going to show love to somewhere in the future. Super talented squad over here. Oliver Gibson, defensive back from Saguaro. Cam Hanger, linebacker from Chandler, who I got to watch last year in a game versus Liberty. He is a generational kid from Chandler. His older brothers played over there at Chandler and did some work. Micaiah Nelson, absolutely ridiculous athlete, wide receiver over there at Chandler, who's got a super bright future. Another Chandler kid, Nick Gonzalez, Brendan Carter from Castile, Dane Silver, the talented quarterback that believe he got injured early for Eastmark. But the kid is like, I want to say like a healthy, like 6'3", still growing too. So I can't wait to see him. He was out there at Flight Club, really raising eyebrows with some of the analysts that checked in. Caden Sluter, quarterback over there from Chandler, saw him. He was impressive versus Liberty. Gavin Martin, wide receiver from Desert Mountain. Jaden Jamerson from Basha, talented athlete over there. Marlon Bowles from Maricopa. Maricopa got talent. Don't think that they don't. Justin Miller, defensive back, wide receiver from Basha. Preston Slimmer, wide receiver, defensive back from Basha. Raja Rios, linebacker, running back from Hamilton, who I did get to see last year versus Basha, lower level game. Jordan Williams, man, hey, this is Damon Williams' little brother.
Oh,
this kid can play. You can tell he's going to be a defensive back. You can tell when you watch him play. You can tell that his older brother was a quarterback because he is the way he watches the quarterbacks move and anticipates things. Man, he is this kid. Possibly high level kid. I think he's got some length to him. Got a little more length than Demond. I just think that he has a chance that he could be special. So want to show some love to my guy over there, Jordan Williams, Tristan Saylor. This kid's super talented. I did get to watch. Listen, Bash's freshman team. Facts are facts, and they were not spectacular last year like they were the year before and the year before that. Part of that is because when you have two classes that are so loaded back to back, it's hard to get that next one loaded. It's hard to get a quarterback in, things like that, when that quarterback doesn't think that he's going to start or whatever, like, the next year or whenever. So sometimes that stuff is difficult. Caden Palmquist, an absolutely phenomenal tight end receiver from Valley Christian, got a lot of length, and I think that, he's going to be an absolute monster over there. Roman Oliver, wide receiver, defensive back from the Chandler Champions, young fella. So Gridiron, you're not going to be covering him next year, probably the year after that or something like that. So we'll see. But this is.
You mentioned
go ahead.
Hanger at the beginning of that. That was his older brother was Dominic, right?
Was Dom, yeah, and we know Dom went to U of A.
U of A now, yeah.
Yeah. The bloodlines are crazy. So I anticipate that this 15U team for D1 is going to be solid too. So going to be fun to keep an eye on. Look, we haven't done one of these in a while, and just so people know, Gridiron doesn't forget this type of stuff, and the track record for this next segment is absolutely bonkers.
It's gonna be hard to go undefeated this week, but
hey, listen. If Inside the Numbers Spotlight goes undefeated on this one, and we're not really going to keep the record on this one because it's kind of hard to keep the record on, but if Inside the Numbers Spotlight goes undefeated on this, people are going to start coming to you to promote their next coaches that are coming up and going to be doing their thing. So listen, I can't explain how proud I am of this current situation, man. Super special, super near and dear to my heart. Super grateful. This is somebody that I've been keeping in contact with for a minute. My man, K Visuals, he can't spell. So the way he saved this particular, I really should fix it, but K Visuals makes a lot of spelling mistakes. But his graphics are cool, so it's all good. Anyways, without further ado, we are going to do the Inside the Numbers Spotlight on the one and only our own Andrew Morgan. Andrew Morgan. He got the name. Look, he got the name right over here. It's up here that I'm kind of like, hey, K Viz, what's going on, man? Like, does that say Adrew? Adrew. It's Adrew. Okay. Anyways, Andrew Morgan, the super talented prodigy, possibly coach, front office guy, in the making. Andrew Morgan, I'm so proud of him. Boulder Creek, Arizona, Idaho, and that is Boulder Creek High School. The University of Arizona, that school down south that I don't love so much, but I love Andrew. Making his way over to Idaho, getting in as a recruiting analyst, full-time recruiting guy. Look, he was personal assistant to head coaches at Arizona, Fish, Brennan, all that stuff put out there by Pete Thamel. And I saw that tweet come across my Twitter, and I was in disbelief. Gridiron, I don't know about you. Before we get too far into this, so
it wasn't that that you and him were doing this show on Wednesday nights and doing a Madden simulation with two teams that would be playing the upcoming Friday, and you had all the players built into there with whatever color was uniforms they had that week, and basically calling the game there.
You know what, man, and I got to be honest, Gridiron, like that was him. That was his innovative. He interned at Arizona Varsity. He was somebody that Ralph brought on board. Initially, I didn't know if I'd be able to handle an intern. Ralph thought that it would be a great idea, and he couldn't have been more right. Andrew unlocked and brought some things out of me that re-energized me, and because I think I was close to like stepping away at that point. But Andrew made the thing fun. He made it cool. He made it exciting. and he's going to do that wherever he goes, regardless of how dark the situation gets or whatever. He's one of those guys that, with his unique talents and his unique skill sets, he can brighten up rooms and make things fun and bring a new type of energy. Look, he's full-time recruiting analyst over there at Idaho. This is a
Idaho's in a pretty good situation right now too. They're coming off a couple trips
Listen,
to the FCS playoffs.
Coach Ford made an incredible hire. Andrew's not even 21 yet. Like, dude, there's gonna be guys on the team that want to go out drinking, and Andrew's got to be like, nah, man, my ID won't check out. So, I gotta stay back. I gotta fall back. I couldn't be more proud of this kid and how hard he worked. And he found love in his daily by chasing his passion. And I always worried about him not giving enough to the college social life, but this is what he wanted to do, and he always told me, he's like, "Hey, Chili, listen, I promise you, if I have an issue, I'm gonna reach out." And there were times that he reached out, but this is what he wanted to chase. And look, Kenny Dillingham, I'm sure that Coach Dillingham had to deal with some of the same things, climbing the ladder so fast. And
did that, yeah, in his 20s, yeah.
You give up some things in your youth to chase some things for your future, and Andrew did just that. And like I said, I couldn't be more proud. Drumline captain over there at Boulder Creek. Actually, I don't know if he was captain, but he was a drumline dog over there, doing his Nick Cannon thing. Well, Nick Cannon only did it for a movie. Andrew did it for real. So, anyways, without further ado, I don't know what kind of numbers you got on this that you're grinding away, trying to put together, but Gridiron, I'm going to let you take it away. Be proud for a second. I'm going to ask you some questions about this when you're done, but go ahead, take it away.
Oh, we got Andrew Morgan, of course, a Boulder Creek alum, band alum with the drums, U of A alum, and an Arizona varsity alum, as we mentioned there. He's doing quality control for Idaho football. He'll play a big role in the recruiting. He is a full-time staff member over there, has 3 years experience as a personnel assistant at Arizona, and that was under two different coaches, of course, Jed Fish and Brent Brennan. And, of course, he's 20. Back in the summer of 21, we'll tell a little story here. This was the year after the COVID year. Remember, we had 2020 when the COVID happened in March, and nobody could do anything over the summer in terms of camps. And so people were unsure how things were going to happen in 21. And what he did is he put together a Google map of every FBS camp taking place. And there were 375 in total. It had dates, it had positions, it had the price, it had a link to the where you can register for it. And he was 16 when he did that and still going to class at Boulder Creek. And then he went and did one for the FCS camps after that. He also made a documentary on True Buzz West Coast, a 7-on-7 team. I believe it was like a 6-part documentary that kind of took you inside of their tournaments and some of the guys' lives and things like that. Kind of like you'd see on some of the shows that the Amazon shows of inside of a team.
Yeah.
He graduated high school a year early, and he also did college in 3 years.
Man, look, this is a kid that's gonna, he's gonna go on and do whatever it is he wants to do. First off, he's driven, and I mean, I don't even know how to like express it or quantify it, but I am so extremely proud of him and the direction that he chose to go. He chose his path and he chased it, and here he is.
Yeah.
But man, I don't know, man. It's absolutely nuts, man. Gridiron, I'm just curious because obviously, like, you follow. I don't know if you actually follow Pete Thamel, but you see it come across your screen. When you
come across, yeah.
When you saw it come across your screen and you read it, like,
oh yeah. I mean, I'd heard the news that he was going to be going there,
Yeah.
But to see, a national, college football analyst, tweeting that out, I was like, wow, this is, you realize how big it really is,
Dude, I saw it and I swear, like, I read it over and over again, like, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 times or whatever. And it took me about like an hour to fully process it, live it all back, and then finally reach out to him. And just say, dude, congrats. You know what? And actually, you know what? Because hold on, I'm sure that people are curious. For people that don't follow Pete Thamel, here is the actual here is the actual here's the actual tweet that me and Gridiron are talking about.
Yep.
At age 20, Andrew Morgan will play a huge role in Idaho recruiting and will certainly be among the youngest full-time recruiting staff members in the country. He spent 3 years as personal assistant at Arizona for Jedd Fisch and Brent Brennan. Pete Thamel is the dude that breaks that literally for all of us that pretend to break news on things. Pete Thamel actually, like in all the chili bomb blah 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 crap that I put out there, Pete Thamel actually breaks this stuff on such a national level. Who's the start? Sam Levitt's going to be the starting quarterback at ASU mid practice before Coach Dillingham announces that, hey, Sam Levitt's going to be the starting quarterback. Oh, wait, Pete Thamel already said it? Okay, cool. Yeah, y'all know. Breaks the news on coaches signing extensions. Kenny Dillingham signing,
transfer
portal, transfer portal stuff. Like, he is the Wojnarowski, the Woj bomb guy, the Sham Charania. Like, what he does is absolutely insane. So going back to what Gridiron said, like for him to break this news and for us to see our own Andrew Morgan's tweeted by him, I don't know. Like for me, like I know it's gonna come off as like glazing or whatever weird term that people want to use, but like I like I said, I personally was stunned, and I just not stunned bad or surprised or like in such a bad way that like I didn't expect Andrew to make it like that, but like I was just so stunned. I thought it was so cool. I thought it was so cool and super proud. So yeah, just can't say enough. Anyways, I just wanted to make sure that we paid homage.
10-4 last season.
Sheesh, if they go undefeated and win,
they went to the second round of the playoffs. Lost to Montana State, who eventually played in the championship.
Gridiron, listen, I know you're already like legendary based on talking to all the college coaches.
Hamill's subtweets, I can tell you that.
No, but listen, if Idaho goes undefeated and Andrew Morgan helps get every recruit, you are going to catapult into a whole nother realm of legendariness. I don't even know if that's a word, but you're going to be like
it's a little different than previewing a guy and then having him go for 100 yards on Friday night.
You're going to be like Kobe Bryant to Devin Booker be legendary if this happens. And somebody's gonna keep tabs. I promise you, because the first time that Idaho loses, somebody's gonna hit me up and be like, "Hey, Gridiron, you and Gridiron lost. You guys did inside the number spotlight and lost." So
they open up at Washington State, who is still in the Pac-12.
Hey, we're only counting FCS competition. FYI, for this whole undefeatedness, we are only counting FCS competitions. So.
Rebuilding, though, it's only about 10 miles away from the University of Idaho.
Yeah, what is it called? The Palace, or what do they call that place? The
Palouse is what they call it. Palouse, yeah.
Palouse. Is that like the Dobson Palace or whatever? Like, is it pronounced the same? Palace? Is it spelled the same? No, it's not. It's definitely not spelled the same.
Palouse it's a geographic term for what it's kind of like instead of a desert, that's what it is.
Because Washington State also claims that.
Yeah, Idaho's practically just over the border. So University of Idaho is just over the border from the state of Washington. Washington State is in eastern Washington, and so, like I said, it's only about 10 miles from the Idaho campus. It's just kind of it's just what they call that area of the country. It's a big agricultural area. They grow a lot of wheat, a lot of vegetables, things like that.
Is that what Palouse has to do with
Palouse just means
Palouse. My bad.
It's just the word. It's just the word for the region.
I wasn't a geography guy.
It'd be kind of like calling it a prairies, or calling it a desert, or whatever you're calling it, a marsh. Whatever your geographic term is. And this is just kind of basically covers Idaho, Washington, and Northern Oregon, I guess.
Man, my man Gridiron could have been the geography teacher at a school. Holy smokes. he doesn't just do numbers, fellas. He does geography too. He'll let you know all about like the terrains and all that. Anyways, Gridiron. Hey, like I said, wanted to show some love. Andrew
Yeah.
Morgan, congratulations, huge opportunity, and can't wait to see where it goes from here.
Yeah.
Hey, Gridiron, listen. Before I get into one question, I do want to ask you. While we wrap up this whole seventh segment and the high school football stuff, um, you've been super busy because all these offers are flying around because every kid is getting these offers off of sevens, is what I'm hearing. So
The site again here, probably Saturday or Sunday. I'll get the site updated again because we've had a bunch of commitments here in the last few days.
yeah,
Today,
CSU Pueblo killing with Kimon Jackson and Jackson.
with Jackson Knudsen and today was Jackson to CSU Pueblo, and then yesterday, come on.
Yeah.
It's committed to CSU Pueblo. So it'll be interesting to see if they get that offense, reborn again and dialed up here in a couple of years, and see if they start lighting up D2 over there.
Jackson, listen. If Jackson gets a shot to start day one, I'm telling you right now, that kid's gonna throw for like 5,000 yards in the season. He is going to go crazy. Not because the level of competition can't compete. He is just going to go crazy because he's going to go crazy.
Their quarterback situation is right. Heading into this season over at CSU Pueblo, but anything could change because the portal opens up again in April. Maybe whoever's there now is going to be intimidated or something.
I would if I saw my man Jackson with almost 80 touchdowns throwing, coming in 6'3", 6'4", prototype pocket passer. Going to give them the business. Hey, Gridiron, the thing I did really want to ask you is, one, what is wrong with your sons? Are they ever going to figure this out? And can they ship Bradley Beal? Please, can you talk to somebody?
It's sounding like today's move where they picked up a few first-round draft picks from Utah for their own, which could be a pretty valuable pick in 2031. They did it to accumulate picks that they can use as part of trades. And it's sounding more and more like this 3-team deal is the biggest possibility with Miami and Milwaukee and the Suns, where Beal goes up to Milwaukee and the Suns get Jimmy Butler. Are the Suns of Jimmy Butler away from winning the championship? I don't think they are, but you can argue it's kicking the can down the road a little bit, and we'll see. I mean, if they do, I think Jimmy Butler is under contract for the next season, so you'd have to extend KD to keep the thing going.
Gridiron, be fair though, honestly. Like Bradley Beal's not getting it done, and they're the 10th seed with Bradley Beal. Hold on, not getting it. Hold on. Hear me out. No, I know. Listen, hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
They are the 10th seed with a broken down Bradley Beal, not really contributing as much as we'd like. With a healthy, motivated Jimmy Butler, plug him in.
I don't know. I guess he'll be motivated from the start. I mean,
at least
it might end badly down the road, but we'll see how far down the road that is. But they did improve when they moved Beal to the bench and had him play with a second unit. He had a couple 25-point games in there. They won some games, and then he missed a couple games again, and he's fragile. He wasn't for the first 5 or 6 years of his career in Washington at least, but then in the year before the Suns got him, he'd missed some games, and then obviously he's missed quite a few games here in these 1+ years that he's been here.
Does it bother you when he makes comments like, "I hold all the cards"?
Like, well, he does. Is it part of having an?
I know, but do you want to hear that from him?
Well, I mean, if the media is going to keep asking him if he's going to, what he thinks about getting traded, because his name comes up in the rumors, he's got to have something to answer with. You can only say so many times, "It's not my decision." It's in the front office, but in his case, it is his decision because he has to approve. There's only certain cities that he might want to go to. They probably can't. They probably can't deal him to the Toronto Raptors,
But he's making LeBron James statements with Bronny James production.
Well, it's a little above that, but
A little, just a little. Look, at least I know Bronny gonna be healthy for all these games and try to contribute in some capacity.
Mhm.
Listen. I like Big Panda. I think that Bradley Beal, like has something to offer somebody. Unfortunately, right now, I just think it's kind of worn out the welcome with the Suns. Like, listen, if I'm the Suns, I already know if the Suns trade him and win a championship, they still have to give him a ring, right? Because he's
Yeah,
exceeded the amount of time that he spent with the team. Listen,
yeah.
just tell Bradley Beal because what Bradley needs is a legacy. He doesn't care about some empty championship ring. Maybe he does, but
I don't
the
think
the Sun
I think Bradley
the,
Beal's worried about the Suns winning a championship without
no
him here.
the Suns need to offer him an opportunity at a legacy and just tell him, hey, if we win a championship off of whatever you brought us, we will put you in the ring of honor. We will put your name up in the rafters so that people will always look up and say, Bradley Beal, what the hell did he do? Oh, yeah, he was the trade piece that brought us the actual championship.
Uh,
Gridiron.
I don't see Jeff Hornacek's name up in the rafters for being involved in the Barkley trade. That they did not win a championship,
But,
there. So.
but, but Hornacek didn't hold all the cards clearly.
No, there are very few players in the NBA that have no trade
Gridiron,
clauses.
Gridiron, you're. I'm gonna say you're a lifelong Suns fan. I'm gonna say that you root for the
Mm-hmm.
Suns. If if the basketball gods came and told you, said, "Hey, Gridiron, listen, this is the deal. You're gonna trade Bradley Beal for Jimmy Butler and have a chance at the championship. You will make it to the championship at least. We can't guarantee what's gonna happen, but you have to promise that if you guys win the championship, Bradley Beal's name goes up in the rafters. Would you be okay with that?
Oh, I guess people wouldn't hate him as much. Yeah, I guess.
Would you be okay with it? Would you Gridiron sign off on that?
I'm sure that Ishbia is not signing off on that part of the deal unless he really does want to be rid of that deal. It's
But would you sign off on that, knowing that the only way Beal's name goes up is if you win that championship?
is it? Oh yeah, you have to win it, not just get
Yeah,
there.
you have to win it. You have to
Okay,
win it. But
yeah,
the deal guarantees,
yeah, for
but the
that.
basketball gods guarantee you, Gridiron, you are going to make a run to the championship. But if you win, you have to put Bradley Beal's name up in the rafters.
There you go.
Ring of Honor. You would do it. You would do it.
Sure, we do that.
And then the Knicks would beat you in 7.
They wouldn't have to put the name up.
Oh man, hey Gridiron man, I love having you on. Love chopping it up with all high school sports stuff and some of the pro stuff that we go over. You got, I know you got a lot of work that you're going to be doing with all these offers flying around, coaches coming in town. Are there any of these offers? I know that you like them, you love them all equally, but how like level of excitement for our 27s, 26s, like
Those guys just getting started. I do keep I do not keep it up on the site, but I do keep the 26s. Wrong folder.
on a yellow pad.
Yeah, no, I got the blue. No, they're on white paper because the yellow. I need bigger than yellow paper here, but yeah, we got what I got here 6 pages worth of junior offers here, and so
Is it handwritten? It's all handwritten. That's crazy.
it'll be in the computer probably in March. March is usually when I turn it around. So yeah, you got Devin Fitzgerald's been getting a lot of offers, and
Dog.
we get with Jelani Miller just got Stanford here.
Dog.
He's got Nebraska recently. Hudson Dunn's been picking up a bunch of offers.
Dog.
What else we got? We got all kinds of stuff here. We got the newer ones here that I just put on here. Malachi Joyner, he's picked up a couple offers from Williams Field. You got Brady Goodman, the quarterback over there at Mountain View. He's picked up his first couple offers. So it'll be exciting. Blake Roscoff got his first offer today over
Minnesota.
there.
Minnesota, right?
So it'll be exciting here in May when all these colleges come back, when spring ball is going on. That's when you're really going to see that 26 and the 27 class take off with the offers.
Offers going to be flying around, going to be crazy. I can't wait. All right. Hey, Grid, I really appreciate you hanging out, spending some time chopping up the Andrew Morgan stuff, the
Yeah.
T1 roster, and all that good stuff. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Gridiron, the protector of all things important and factual in the Arizona high school football community. Shoot, I don't think there's any big tournaments this week, so I'm definitely going to catch up with you next week. We are going to break down another sevens team and probably going to have a special guest on. So,
All right.
catch up with you then. All right.
All right. We'll see you next week.
All right. Appreciate you, Gridiron. Later. Hey, listen, Andrew Morgan won't be the last one. I've had like three people hit me up saying like, "Hey, how come when I elevated, like I didn't get all this love and attention?" This is something that me and Gridiron just kind of started. The whole inside the number spotlight stuff that just started last year for the kids. So, there's that, and then his whole yellow pad and the K visuals graphics and all that stuff. Like we've been trying to level up and improve the show however we can. So all you guys that are trying to, climb the ladder of success and stuff, we got you, and we're gonna show love and make that thing work. And I do got some special guests lined up for the coming weeks. I can't wait to chop it up with all of them. Your boy Chili, I gotta make my way out of here. You know the deal. I am trying to pack, move stuff around. I just got boxes like everywhere. These are the same boxes though. These are kind of just decorative. Well, I'm lying. They're not completely like decorative. There's actually shoes in there. But your boy Chili, I'm gonna make my way out of here. At Just Chili, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. I'll let your boy. You need anything, advice, questions regarding recruiting and all that good stuff. Also how to make a dollar stretch. That's a whole different story for another day when I finally settle. But yeah. Other than that, I'm so appreciative of everybody. Appreciate you guys supporting, checking in, tuning in. Before I forget, Forks Up Forever. Y'all know the deal.